How does one know if they are a shaman? Today's guest is going to share her story about her journey to becoming a shaman, an energetic healer, and opening a successful energy healing center. Remember to subscribe for free information to help you create a happy and healthy life. Shaman Isabella founded the Orange County Healing Center in 2009 and speaks on positive thought and transformation all over the world. She guides tours, gives house clearings, healer trainings, life coaching, and one-on-one healing sessions that will make you feel lighter and more connected to your spiritual path. Isabella, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So you've had quite a journey to becoming a shamanic healer. So what was your life like before you followed that path?
Which lifetime?
This one.
In this lifetime,
Yes.
Which one? So do you want I've got segments, and it's so funny because today I was saying to a client, we live, you only live once, and in this lifetime you only live once, make the best of it or whatever. And that's not true, because I've had at least 4 lifetimes in this lifetime. But I started in the Hollywood Hills. My father was a director, writer, producer, Victor Stoloff. My mother was a very famous model, Jacqueline Craven. Before there was such a thing as a supermodel, my mom was a supermodel. Wow. And, I just had this life up in the Hollywood Hills, but it was the 60s, and there was a lot of traumatic things going on in the airwaves, let's say, in the vibration of the planet. Now I know I was a shaman, and so I'm like, oh, okay, all the addiction and all the craziness and the rapes and all the things that I went through was because I was a shaman, and the jungle I was raised in was South Central LA. When I would take the, bus down to be with all the friends.
Oh my goodness, okay, so
yeah.
You had kind of a rough patch there.
I had a rough patch for 20 years, not
Wow.
kind of. I went hard and strong for 20 years of my life. I was 11 when I did my first hit of acid. I was looking at mind expansion then, I suppose. But I was really too old for myself. I didn't function in school well. I would jump out of the window at night and run away, and very young. Yeah. So I just, at 14, met and married the black heroin dealer and moved out and started living in the streets of Hollywood with my husband. And
14?
14. Everyone's, all the therapists, right? All the therapists would always say, where were your parents? I'm like, oh, they were there. My dad was flying around the world having other children, so there's a whole other story in that.
Wow.
I have a sister that's 9 months older than me.
Oh, hello.
I know. Daddy was
busy.
He loved women, though.
Yeah.
And as I teach about shifting your perceptions, which is like the key thing, is how to love the vibe you're in, how to create good vibes daily, and how to let go of those stories that held us back, that I was the first kid to have divorced parents in Cherimoya Elementary. Who cares? What are you doing with it now? So I survived all of that. I grew up through all of that. My husband passed in 1987. Yeah. God did for me what I couldn't do for myself. I couldn't leave that man, and it was not a good situation.
Wow,
and
okay.
I probably should have, I did. I was a battered wife. I would leave and go into battered women's shelters with the kids and come back, and loved him so much. So through all of that, what I understand is, I can't help somebody unless I've experienced it. Mm-hmm. So, people come to me from all walks of life, but mostly I've gone through it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. Oh yeah, now how, and I turned out okay. So it's really about shifting the consciousness. And, I knew that I didn't know anything about shamanism, but I believed in past lives and astrology, and my mom raised me very psychically. And I knew that he was in my vibration when he died, because I was there holding his hand at the bedside, and, his spirit went up and out, Yeah,
and into you.
And into me. So sometimes spirits, this is why my house blessings and clearings are so phenomenal, because sometimes the dead people are still there, I believe there are spirits that don't get through their 7th chakra and into their light. and he was one of them. And so I didn't really know that until I went to visit a psychic. I kind of felt it. But when I went to visit the psychic, she's like, so who's the dead guy?
Wow.
And I go, oh, that would be my husband.
She knew he was there. Took
She
up
saw him.
residence.
Yeah, she said, well, I can't get rid of him. His energy's too strong, but I can put him in a room for 6 months. And during that 6 months, I didn't have all the crazy dreams I'd been having since he passed. And so needless to say, it was about 10 years after that, so probably 20 years after he died, before I had that healing that got him extracted from me and, you know, interested me more in the shamanic realm.
Okay, wow. Okay, that's a long time to have someone's energy attached to you. Good Lord. Okay, so that's pretty amazing. So that's what kind of started you on this path, the shamanic path?
No. So then so it's like, what part of the story are we at? Oh yeah, running away from home, marrying him. Okay, so he passes, and I start to go to jail for possession with intent to sell.
Oh my gosh.
And I have a really bad car accident and lose custody of my kids. They were with my mom. That needed to happen for sure. And I started going to jail, and you know, eventually you go to prison. You can't keep going to jail for drugs and not end up in prison. So I ended up in prison, and after, I don't know, I guess it was about 4 years of that kind of energy, really living in the streets, really, you know, thinking, I'll die like this, and I'm okay with it. I really had settled. My son was with my sister, and my daughter was with my mom, and I just thought they're better off without me. I'm a mess. I've never known anything more than this life, and this is my life, you know. But at 31, I became pregnant with my baby, Victoria.
Oh.
And I thought, I'm 31 and the rabbit done died. Do you remember that old saying?
Yes.
And, you know, I thought to myself, what if this baby could change my life?
Yeah.
And she did.
Oh.
And so I came out of prison, went through Narcotics Anonymous. Any 12-step program helped. And moved to Orange County, left Hollywood, which is a whole other story and very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Started going back to school, had her, and, you know, lived this beautiful life of helping women and being a gang intervention specialist and having an acting program, getting an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, moving to Idaho, getting a master's degree. And so I'd been in that vibe, gosh, she was probably 14, so for 14 years of, you know, got custody of my other kids back, started having grandchildren and living this normalized life.
Yeah.
The 3D life. But always knowing, you know, there's something more, but I just don't know what that is. And in 2006, my mom had been in a home for 1.5 years with dementia, and she came to me etherically, like, and I heard her, saw her, get me out of here. And I thought, how am I going to get you out of there? I can't get myself out of here. I'm stuck here in Idaho.
Yeah.
I was supposed to come back after 2 years. It's been 5 years. Like, I'm here, not really doing anything. And I had a boyfriend I needed to break up with. I had knee surgeries I needed to have. So I had this over-the-phone healing. And within a month, my mom transitioned. And I thought, well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So you both got unstuck, kind of?
And yeah, I was like, Well, it was a past life soul retrieval. And it was over the phone with a woman in Chile. And I thought, how's that going to happen over the phone, you know? Now I do it for people all over the world.
Energy is energy.
Yeah, right? I was like, energy is energy. So, I mean, it was such a profound healing. And then 6 months later, after she passed, I had a liver biopsy because at that time I had Hep C, which I've cured.
Oh, great.
And I almost died from the liver biopsy. And in that ICU room and bleeding out of my liver and dying, I thought, oh my gosh, this is how my husband died. Cancer of the colon, and he bled through his liver. And I just had this hit of, I am repeating a pattern. I'm in a repetition of patterning. And I called that woman back and I said, Marcella, I need you, you know, you have to get my dead husband out of me. Oh, no, Miss Isabella. No, we must honor the dead. You know, I'm like, I'm not honoring him. You got to get, no. And she started shaking her rattle and tracking, and she says, oh, and she did this huge extraction, and I started to throw up, and my husband got the healing that he'd been needing and been trying to get through me, but I didn't know how to do it,
Yeah.
And so I thought, that's interesting. That shaman healing energy is interesting. And I moved back to California. I had such a profound shift within 6 months that I just started studying with Dr. Alberto Violdo and the Four Winds Society, and only for myself, I believed this bag of rocks was my spirituality. Now I could take this bag of rocks, and I believed in the earth, and I believed in rocks, and I believed in past lives, and I believed in energy, and I believed in everything they were talking about, so why not just go and hang out?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, don't you want to stay for the healer training? And I thought, well, I don't know why not. I mean, I'm here. Okay. And for 3 years, I fought it. For 3 years, I graduated, took all the master's classes, had been to Peru twice, and I was like, nah, it's not for me.
Why did you invest so much time if you felt like, eh?
Because it was fun.
Okay.
And I had a sense of spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't ever raised in a religion. I didn't really know a lot of people that believed in that. And there was hundreds of people. There were all these people in these classes, taking these classes in 2007, that I could talk to and relate with and do breathing techniques with and meditate with. And, it was
found
cool.
your tribe.
I found my tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found my tribe.
So you did it just because you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You should do anything, right?
And I was just doing it for the fun of it, and then I realized, that's a whole other story.
You just kind of answered all my questions. Okay, we talked about this.
Did we talk about that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, we didn't
too.
talk about this yet.
Oh, good.
So you founded the Orange County Healing Center in 2009. So tell us how that came about and about the services you provide.
Oh, great. I would love to do that. And we did talk about up to that point. So we had just come up to 3 years later, I decided to go ahead and, turn my house into the Orange County Healing Center. So
you turned your home.
my home,
Yeah.
my little 700 square foot house in Fullerton,
Aww.
has a big name.
Yeah.
I was teaching acting and public speaking at Fullerton College, and the marketing director came up to me, and everyone kind of knew that I was dabbling, and they had faith and trust in me. And she said, I'm a Christian, but my son has these horrible headaches, and I know I can cure them. And I said, absolutely you can. There's light that comes out of your hands. You put your hands over his head at night, and it'll cure his headache. Mm-hmm. A week or two later, she comes back to me and she said, that worked! That absolutely worked! What are you going to do? And I said, I think I'm going to turn my house into Bella's Healing Center. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Bella. For my name. She goes, no one's going to come. No one's going to show up. You need to be the OrangeCountyHealingCenter.com. And I said, there's no way that name's not gone. She goes, go find out. Go to GoDaddy. I'm like, what's GoDaddy? So I go on GoDaddy. It's not gone. So I buy that. I buy OCHC. I buy OC Healing Center. So everybody goes, OC Healing Center? It's OC? OC? No, it's short for OC. I'm in the OC. Whatever. So, and nobody was doing it, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like in the desert in Fullerton. I'm this tiny little house in the desert of Fullerton. And I'm like, how am I going to get people to come? How are people going to know I'm here? And so I turned on Facebook and Meetup.
Yeah.
And those were the two things. There was no Instagram. There was no hashtag shaman. Okay, now there's millions of hashtag shaman, hashtag despacho ceremony. I'm like, there was no despacho. Nobody even knew what a despacho was.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us about that real quick?
A despacho is a Peruvian prayer bundle that I make in ceremony. And we have these group gatherings, and we sit around and we blow our prayers in, and I bundle it all up, and I take it home and burn it so the gods can answer our prayers.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I do house blessings, house clearings, group gatherings, women have their friends over, and birthday parties. I mean, it's just, it's fun.
Yeah.
We just get together, gather. So I turned my house in the Orange County Healing Center, took my first group to Peru, got a photograph of a huge white spirit orb. One of the guys that was there said, do you write? And I said, yeah, but, no, do you write for spiritual things? I said, no, I write. I'm a writer, but no, I haven't. And he said, you should be in this awareness magazine. And it was like the #1 magazine back in the day. It's gone now, unfortunately.
Oh.
And I sent her the photograph. I sent her an article. She published me. It wasn't that great, but it was good enough.
Yeah.
And I started writing for that magazine. And 2012, I did a huge event at Joshua Tree with my girlfriend. And we opened up portals and brought in all the woo-woo. And from 2012 till now, I see all the people that are waking up, all the things that happen. And we weren't the only ones doing things. 12 was big. A lot of spiritual people were out there. And my very good friend Heather said,
we interviewed before.
yeah, right. And so, which is interesting that we're, both together again. And she called me up and said, I want to do a show called Karma Girls, and my shaman's just not working out. Will you get over here and, be my shaman? And I said, sure, I'd love to. She says, well, you have to interview. There are 10 others, but we're going to interview you. And I went in, and we fell in love, and we have this very similar birthday, and we did some shooting, and we were way ahead of our time. I mean, if we did that now, ratings through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're still doing it, right?
Right?
Yeah,
we're doing it right now.
This. Yeah. I'm glad we're kind of having a conversation because you're making me think of things that I want to share with you and bring up because it relates to all of this. I was diagnosed with lupus when I was 15, and I got into holistic healing because of the drugs they put me on during a relapse when I was 18, and I hated it, and after a week I was like, I need to find a better way. So I got into health and healing, natural medicine, alternative therapies, that kind of thing. But I hung on to it because the fatigue was the one thing that was the constant with that. I used to have very bad arthritis, but that healed. But the fatigue, I felt like I needed something to blame it on. So I was like, well, if I don't have lupus to blame the fatigue on, people are going to think I'm lazy or unproductive. And I had my healing aha moment in 2008 when Oprah was doing an online class, back when there were no online classes.
Right.
Oprah did the online class with Eckhart Tolle when A New Earth came out. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how we identify ourselves, whether it's a role in our family or our career or something like that. And I realized, oh my God, I have been identifying myself with lupus. Like, hi, I'm Tana and I have lupus. Like every time I got a new job or I got a new boss, just FYI, I have lupus. And I realized I don't want to be identified by that anymore. And I felt something switch. And I went to my doctor, I said, test me. And she did. She called me a few days later and she said, you don't have lupus anymore. And it was one of the most
amazing?
Yes. So my mind,
congratulations,
because we hang on to these physical ailments to get a need met.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Well, and I always say when I'm working one-on-one with a client who's really stuck in a dis-ease or a vibration that they just can't let go of, I'm like, so how's that serving you?
Yeah.
How does that serve you? What is it about that you want to hold on to, right? Like I always knew I could cure Hep C.
Yeah.
I always knew it. I felt it in my bones. It just didn't happen holistically, and I would never go on the interferon. But when they came out with that Harvoni Epclusa drug, I thought, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. It's going to be gone. And then what I've always said is true. There is no disease in my body.
Yeah.
But I was never.
I'm so sorry. What is this? Is that the gardener?
We're live. What can we say?
We can edit.
We can edit this out.
Okay, there we go. He's gone. Okay, so Hep C.
So what I was saying was that the natural way didn't work, right? So I did the Western medicine. Oh my God! But
sometimes it's necessary.
Sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah.
I needed, the 2 knee surgeries. I tried everything holistic under the sun. I got meniscus tear surgery. It saved my life. I mean, I did the drugs. It saved my life.
Yeah.
So I really think it's a balance for me personally, of the Western and the alternative.
Yes, it has its place, but people don't need to be running to the doctor for every little thing, to get a pill to fix it and cover up symptoms. Because I always feel, I don't really go to Western doctors, but I feel like if something tears or falls off or something, I'm going to go and have them fix it.
If something falls off, I'm definitely going to the doctor.
You know what I mean?
Maybe I'll go to the shaman, I don't know.
But sometimes my husband and I talk about this because we both try to be very natural with everything. But if we don't get sick very often, but if we get a cold and we can't breathe, there will be decongestants going into the system. So you can sleep, so you can breathe, so you can sleep.
Eucalyptus works really well.
Yes, but sometimes that stuff doesn't work.
I know.
You know, sometimes
you need the drug.
Yeah, exactly. And you're a great example of picking and choosing.
Maybe I shouldn't be saying that because I'm a shaman. But
no.
I feel.
I think it's important.
That's how I feel.
Because that's what I say. This is what I do if I have a cold, because I try to do everything naturally, and also healing naturally takes longer as well when you heal naturally. But if you take advantage of something that feels right to you, because do you know Anita Morjani?
No.
Wayne Dyer. You know Wayne Dyer?
Yeah, of course.
So Wayne Dyer found her. She's got a book. She's got several books, but the first one was called Dying to Be Me, about her near-death experience. And she talks to people now. She was cured of cancer. She basically died. Her body shut down. And she had an experience on the other side, and she came back so full of love that all of her tumors were gone within 7 weeks.
Now, I totally believe in that. And it's a good lead-in for this next piece, because if your vibration and your words and your thoughts can create, which they can, why can't they create perfect wellness within your own being?
Yeah.
And so I've been teaching people how to hum or tone for self-care. So
that.
just it centers you, it's simple, you don't have to do an om or like the things I do, which are, want me doing?
Yeah. I love that. I felt like that was kind of moving through me as you were doing it.
Right, and so recently, we should get that picture.
Yeah.
There are sound. I get a lot of photographs of spirit orbs and fairies and kundalini serpents with 7 chakras in them. I mean, I get wild photos.
Yeah.
I was leading a group to Santa Fe recently, and I was doing a fire ceremony on this land, and the light coming out of my vocal cords is like this long and different colors, and it's sound waves, and the piece in front of it is a sound wave. I don't know what these things are, but the piece in front of it is a sound wave. I'll show it to you.
Please send it to me and I'll put it here.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I just got a picture of a portal. If you go to my Instagram, which is Shaman Isabella, I try to put as many of those photographs out there as possible. Somebody recently said just make a book, but you know, it's fascinating what your own sound can do to heal yourself.
Yeah, and you know what it reminds me of? Emoto's water.
Oh, Dr. Emoto, yeah.
Yeah, with what sound does to water and the different formations, and if it's negative, it's kind of ugly, and if it's beautiful, it's a beautiful image.
Well, and you think about the water that's in your body.
Yes, we're mostly water.
So you're water and sound.
Yeah.
So if Dr. Emoto is right, which he is, when you're toning like that or humming, you're changing the frequency within the water within your body, you're healing yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. Well, tell me what you love about what you do.
Oh, I love watching people's spiritual growth.
Oh.
I love watching the transformation. I love feeling the energy shift. It's, you know, it starts off like a therapy appointment. So they're sitting with me, they're chatting, and I do something called tracking. So I'll track back to the missing piece or to the heaviness. And then they go and they lie on the healing table, and I shake a rattle and sing and do extraction work and move the energy. And then they get up feeling lighter. You can see it in their eyes, and it's just, I don't know. It's just it's.
So that's fulfilling.
I love that. Yeah, it's very fulfilling.
It's definitely your life's work. Well, I was going to ask you, have you ever had any experiences with a client that was just really kind of mind-blowing as far as a healing or a transformation?
I was thinking about that, you know, and there's just so many over the years. Like I'm trying to, I remember, so this is a weird one. It was early on, you know, in my career, I guess you could say 2009. And this guy on the internet was in the jungle, and we had met on an ayahuasca journey, and he was texting me, I can't stop itching, I can't stop itching, I can't stop itching. And I said, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it over the Facebook chat. right? I go in the room, I start shaking my rattle, doing extractions, move all the energy. I said, okay, well, let's see what happens. Next day he said, itching's completely gone.
Wow. So there's some distance healing like you got from the woman in Chile.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that one's cool.
That's
Another
good.
one that
Facebook healing.
Facebook
It's a
healing.
new thing.
Right. Another one was I had a woman come and she was like, oh, okay, well, you know, I'll buy the package, but I want to pay in payments and I don't know. And I said, absolutely, I want to make it doable for everyone. And you can do that and pay as you go. And the next week she came and she said, I'm paying you everything. I got the biggest raise I've ever had in my whole career.
Wow.
I know. So I really like that
good.
one.
That's
I've
a
never
good one.
actually been asked that question, so like trying to piece them together.
That's good. So there's more
It's
than
very
one. You know, sometimes there's
interesting.
one that's like, oh my God, let me tell you about this one. But you have many, sounds like.
Yeah, well, it's been 10 years, so it's
I
been a
know.
long time.
I love that.
I've had students from my shaman training, you know, call me up and I'm like a huge attractor field. I've got all these guys hitting on me, or just hit it big at the casino. I mean, you know, we're human. We're living our lives. So how do we take that and blend it? You know, how am I a bridge from the 3D world to the 12th dimension? How can I find a language that makes you go, aha, where's the aha moment?
Yeah.
Because I'm always talking about vibrating at the highest frequency possible.
Yeah.
And people are, what does that really mean to vibrate at the highest frequency
Well, that's
possible?
what we all, I think it's just feeling as good as you can feel.
Yeah.
Because when you feel good, you've got a high vibration.
And then you're going to attract. It is the law of attraction.
Yes, you've got to feel good. That's why so many people talk about feeling good. You follow Abraham Hicks?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Addicted.
Be in the vortex.
Yes, and just feeling good. They're always saying, just feel good, be happy, and raises your vibe.
And that's not to say, you know, that I don't have my issues, my
No,
children,
we
my
all do.
grandchildren, my problems.
Yeah.
I do. But how long do you want to stay in it? That's
do
the
you
question.
dwell? Do you stay
How long
there?
are you going to stay stuck in that negative loop in your mind, berating yourself, feeling heavy about something, going back in the past? It's like this loop of negativity. How long do you want to stay in it? You have the power to shift.
Well,
Only you do.
That's the work a lot of times too, is learning how to move through that stuff more quickly, handling it when it comes up, how to dissipate it, how to address it if it needs to be addressed, let it go if it needs to be let go. So that's a good point to bring up, because everything isn't all sunshine and roses when you're doing this kind of work. You know,
I would say shift your
you can say it.
shift your shit.
I like that.
Shift your shit
I'm
with
gonna
the
put
no
that
shit
here.
shaman.
Shift. The no shit shaman.
That's me.
That's
I'm
a
the
new
no
label.
shit shaman.
Put that on your website.
Oh,
I like it. So Isabella, where can people find you and learn more about your services?
Everywhere. I'm everywhere. I'm on the cover of Radiance magazine this year. I am on Facebook, Shaman Isabella Stoloff, Instagram, Shaman Isabella, YouTube, Isabella Stoloff, everything. Website, OrangeCountyHealingCenter.com.
It will all be here, and all the information will be in the description below too, if you want to contact her. So you also do spiritual tours, right?
Right.
Tell me about that.
The spiritual journeys, which happened in 2009, balancing the masculine and feminine energies from 2009 into 2010. And we did New Year's Eve in Peru, and it was phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
And I've been to Peru many, many times with people. We've done Glastonbury, we've done Greece, Egypt, you know, just... And I'm like, where are we going next, Spirit?
Yeah, look at her website to find out where she's going
Where
next.
are we going next? Because every year they give me a new place.
Spirit is your
Spirit
travel
is my
agent.
travel agent. There's
Yeah.
always something fun happening on my website. I believe that that's like a library of knowledge that I've been doing for the last 10 years. The YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You know, I've got 60 videos on there.
We'll put that on your all of this is going to be below, and I'll put the information for the upcoming event below until it actually happens. So go look at this now. Go look below and you'll see what's coming up next year. Yeah. And you also created Good Vibe Oracle cards, right?
I did.
Tell us about that.
So I created the Good Vibes Positive Affirmation deck with my daughter Victoria, my baby, that was my victory.
Yes.
My victory child. She did all the graphic designs, the box, the colors, everything. And I channeled the quotes. and the little booklet that goes with it.
Here they are. Ooh, let's go up close. I'm still going to superimpose
Good
them
vibes.
there.
Good
Yay. Okay.
Yeah. So my daughter Victoria and I created the Good Vibes Positive Affirmation deck. I knew I had a deck in me. Look at how beautiful they are.
They are, and they're simple. I like these simple designs. It's really beautiful.
They're simple.
So
they're
colorful.
Beautiful.
And what is
They're
this
all
image on the
upside
front?
down. My logo. So this is the
okay.
golden condor. So in Peru, I was in the Amazon jungle drinking ayahuasca after speaking at the 2010 ayahuasca convention with all the, big bad ayahuasqueros looking me up and down, and I don't speak Spanish, and I'm out there, the blonde shaman on stage. While they're drinking ayahuasca with the happy shaman, he was hitting me in the head with this thing, and he said, oh, you curandera, you medicine woman, you shaman, you golden condor.
Okay.
And so I took the name.
Yeah.
And I
there
made
it
the
is.
logo.
There it is.
And I've
I'm
been
gonna
that
put
ever
that in
since.
too. Okay. I love the gold sides
gold.
too. That's
Feel
so
like we're on
cool.
the shopping network now.
You want to pick one?
Yes.
Breathe in the beauty of who you are. Breathe out judgments.
So that's for
Wow.
all of us today because she pulled a card for the group. And there you go. Breathe in the beauty of who you are. Breathe out judgments. What if we could all take a breath right now together and blow out judgments? And then get into our divine natural state, which is beautiful.
I like that.
Then we could just let go and be in acceptance and be in love. And that's how the Good Vibes came to pass. And they're at the Chopra Center in Encinitas and at various stores all over the world.
On your website?
Them, and
On her website?
and on my website.
Yes.
And I have them in Spanish, Buenas Vibras, because I sold out the first 500 I bought so fast that I had an opportunity to make them in Spanish and then go get more. So
Oh, that's fantastic.
I don't speak Spanish, but I got cards in Spanish.
You have a lot going on.
I always have a lot going on.
You're so good at it.
Thank you.
You have such great energy. You really do. I'm so glad that you were here with me today. Thank you,
Thank you
so,
so much for
I
having me.
appreciate it.
It was great.
Oh, thank you, Isabella. Oh my goodness, and thank you all for watching. And remember, for the best information about law of attraction and holistic living, remember to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Isabella, thank you so much again for joining us. This has been so fascinating. I appreciate you sharing your story and your experiences and giving everybody a little good vibe session with the cards.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
Yeah,
Thanks so
thank
much for
you.
having me.
Oh, thank
I'll be back anytime you like.
Thank you. I'm going to take you up on that. All right, have a great weekend. I'll see you next time. Why don't you ask anything? He's moving down that way. It's good we need bloopers. So it's
3,
okay.
2, 1. It's not gonna happen.
No, he's moving away. He's got to be done at some point. Okay, there we go. He's gone.